This video is brought to you by the FARMER-KLEIN YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Farming Simulator 22 Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Nova Estancia. But before that, this video is brought to you by Nuka-Cola and Uberk. Thank you for being farm barons. So Nova Estancia. It's going to be a map that you can find over at the FarmingSimulator.com website or the in-game downloadable content menu. And as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for all platforms. Let's read a little bit of the description. Nova Estancia is a new resort map where you can build your own headquarters the way you want and wherever you want. The map comes with 4 selling points for grain, 5 factories already installed on the map, biogas plant, sale of bales, timber, animal store, restaurant, supermarket, and a pizzeria. Let's go ahead and jump on in. Now we will go ahead and use additional field info, additional game settings, field lease, field calculator, and precision farming during this particular video. Let's pull up the log and watch the map load up. I will say that if you load this map up in Farm Manager or start from scratch, you do not own any land, and you do own just a pickup truck and a single tractor. Interesting enough, we are loaded this map up in new farmer mode, and that's the mode we're going to be taking a look at. Now, I am going to be moving away from here because we have some gosh awful loud birds right here when you load on into the map. So we're going to kind of move out of the way. This is your starting pickup truck right here across the street from where we load on in. And I'm going to run around the road here, get away from that loud bird. And 2, it's going to take us over here to the vehicle shop. And we're going to be able to see our starting machinery, which is right here. But we're not going to take a look at that quite yet. Let's go ahead and take a look at the PDA. We'll zoom on out, and what you're going to see here is basically we have a town that is on the east side of the river. A little bit of stuff is down here to the south of the river on the east side, and then the entire rest of the map is wilderness. Build it yourself. A lot of grassland, a little bit of forested area, but for the most part, it is wilderness. Build your own map. We take a look at the lands area. You'll see that we start out by owning the section of land right across the street, right across the river, I should say, from the main town area. This is 47.86 acres in size, $774,000 to buy. Does include field 1 here. And then there is a fairly decent sized building area. There are no buildings pre-placed on this map as far as farm buildings. So you will be able to put down your farm however you want. You're going to be able to do that right there. And the rest of this area, you're going to be able to carve up for your own desires. Take a look at some of the other areas. We have a big area here in area 6. It also has a little plot here, kind of designed for you to build your own farm. We have a lake, kind of a pond down there. Field 17, which is 31.56 acres in size, $511,000, also has a buildable plot associated with it. Area 18 is 87 acres in size, $1.4 million. We can buy the main town, the large lake, as well as a couple of forest areas. But boy, is it going to cost us. It is going to be $29 million if we want to own the main town and a couple of these forested areas. We do have a viable biogas plant, which is located right here. It is not a plot of land that we can buy. We will have to buy the biogas plant by going to it and buying the facility directly. Let's go ahead and take a look at our field farmland lease screen. And this is going to show us all the viable farm lands. If there are fields associated with it, it's going to list the fields that are associated with those farmlands. And it's going to tell us how big that given piece of farmland is and the cost associated. As you can see, we own farmland 2, includes field 1. It is 19.37 hectares in size and $777,000 to buy. So you will, if you want to use this in Farm Manager or start from scratch, you will need to have $774,000 in your bank account to get started on this plot of land. Don't fear, there are plenty of plots of land around the map that are much more economical. For example, Farmland 3, which includes Field 2, is 3.88 hectares in size and is just $155,000. I'm going to slowly scroll through this list and you'll be able to kind of see the rest of the buyable farm lands, how big they are, and then what the costs are going to be associated with those. We move down here to the field calculator screen. This is going to show us that field 1 is 1 hectare in size, and it is pretty much the only field that is truly defined. There are other field numbers here, but none of them have a size associated with them. If we take a look at our crop calendar, you can see that we start out with the base game crop calendar here. And let's go back up here to our precision farming screen. We're not going to pull up a soil map. And the reason I'm not going to pull up a soil map is because there's only one predefined field. If we expose the soil map, we're only going to see this little bit of soil mapping. We're not going to see the soil map across the rest of the map here. This map is using the base game generic soil map. So if you watched the precision farming video, I believe it was section or part 2 that we went over soil maps, and you'll be able to see all of the 5 different soil maps that are available in the precision farming mod, and we show you what the entire map surface would look like with the generic soil map. So kind of superimpose that on this map, and that's what you're going to have. You're going to need to plow up the land, and then you're going to need to soil sample. You're not going to be able to take a land survey of a big section of this map without actually plowing the land up. So that is something very important to remember. Let's go ahead and take a look at our prices screen. And I will say that I've already looked at this, and we can indeed sell all of the available crops that we can grow here in Farm Sim 22. We also have the ability to sell sugar beet cut. We can sell all of our animal outputs in eggs, wool, and milk. We also have the ability to sell silage, hay, straw, and grass. But where we start to fall down a bit with respect to being able to sell things is we cannot sell all of the production that we can put down on this map. In fact, we cannot sell fabric. We also do not have the ability to sell chocolate, nor do we have the ability to sell planks on this map. Those are the 3 things that we cannot sell that we could produce, which is a little bit of annoyance. A little bit extra attention. I think we could have had fabric, chocolate, and planks listed as sell points. We do, for example, have a dairy on the map, so we can make chocolate. Chocolate is an end product. It's not used in a middle. It's not used in another form of production to make another finished good. We have a sawmill, which can make planks. Now, of course, we can sell furniture, so we can move our planks down the line to a carpentry shop that we put down to ultimately get furniture. But we cannot sell chocolates. We have a spinnery that makes fabric. But of course, fabric can then go to the tailor and make clothing. So we do have a way of actually processing fabric by putting down a tailor. Chocolate is the big outlier. It's a finished good. We should be able to sell any and all finished goods at the very least. We do have the ability to buy bulk lime on the map, and we also have a stone crusher. So we start out with a modest list of starting equipment, given the fact that this is a kind of build your own farm style of map. We do not have any animals at the start. There are no contracts available because really there are no fields available on this particular map. And we do not start out owning any productions. With that, let's go ahead and take a look at our starting fleet in a little bit more detail. Start out with the Steyr 8150 small tractor, the John Deere 4755, and this particular tractor is the starting tractor that we have in addition to the pickup truck if you start in Farm Manager or start from scratch. By the Fendt 942 Vario large tractor, we have the New Holland CH7.70 harvester. It's paired with the Superflex 25-foot grain header. We have the 1986 pickup truck, the half-pipe HP20 trailer. We have the PW112 Couverland plow. Then we have the Vanderstand Rapid A800S seeder, and that is our starting equipment. Now, at this point, we're going to go ahead and get set up for the Flyaround, and we're going to take a look at the map. There isn't really a farm tour to do, because all we have is a plot to put down our farm buildings, and we have a little starter field, but ultimately we're going to be carving up our own land and everything. So let's go ahead and get set up for that Flyaround. Get a little bit of altitude here. Point we are looking north across the river into some of that viable farmland. There is field 1. Right beyond it is the plot where we can start to put down our own buildings. We have the big lake beyond that, and then the rest that you can see here is going to be wilderness to build out your own farm areas. Let's go ahead and take a look down here. We've got our vehicle shop. We've got some sell points. We've got some productions here in town. The town continues again down the east side of the map. We have a few different bridges that are going to take us across the river. The animal dealer up here on the hill. Some more of our production areas. We have our biogas plant located over here to the right. Grain sell point directly down here, and then we move into, like I said, the wilderness areas. Let's go ahead and pull up the PDA so you can kind of see where we are. I'm going to get a little bit lower so you can see how the land really does have some pretty significant rolls to it. Lots of elevation changes going on here. You could really build out your farm and kind of build out your fields down in the valley. You really feel like you're kind of isolating yourself. Climb the hill, and then when you crest the hill, you can kind of see the rest of civilization. So here we are down on viable plot 19, making our way over to viable plot 18. Viable plot 17 has this building area. You could buy this and make this a farm. You could buy this and make it some production areas. This would be maybe an interesting map for a few players to do multiplayer on. Kind of somebody starts maybe in area 1, somebody starts in area 6, maybe somebody gets area 17 and 16, and basically start going to town with building out your buildings, building out your fields, and everything. It ought to be kind of interesting to see how this would ultimately end up. It's a little bit of a South American spin on the build your own map concept that No Man's Land kind of pioneered back in FS19. Now this map, the description says there are 5 factories, but really there are 7 production points on this particular map. We have the biogas plant, the sawmill, the spinnery, we have a bakery, we have the cereal factory, we have a dairy, and the oil mill. Those are all built into the map. Up here on viable plot 6, we have another building zone, and just below that we have a little bit of a brown watered lake or pond. So we're going to give the map a full point with regard to the sell points, the production points. By having 7 production points built in, you don't have to worry about really having areas set aside as much. But we have plenty of areas set aside because we have basically an entire map to do whatever we want with. As far as the map including sell points for all the base game products that we can grow, the animal outputs as well as the production items, we're going to give the map 3/4 of a point. We are going to knock 1/4 of a point off because of the fact that we don't have the ability to sell fabric. The only way we can get rid of fabric is to put down our own tailor and then transport our fabric to the tailor. We cannot sell planks. We have a sawmill on the map, but we cannot sell planks. We're going to have to put down a carpentry area to then process those planks into furniture to be able to sell those. And for whatever reason, we have a dairy on the map, but we cannot sell chocolate. So sadly, we're going to have to give the map 3/4 of a point in regard to can we sell all the basic game products, crops, and animal outputs. Now, I am going to be a little bit liberal, I guess, with the scoring on can the farms be customized because, well, there is no farm, really. We own some land. So in that sense, yes, the farm can be completely customized because, well, there's nothing else there. So we are going to go ahead and give the map a full point on that regard. See where our new vehicle spawned. Does it spawn in over here where stuff is staged? Or is it going to spawn here in the parking lot? It is going to spawn right here in the parking lot. And then right around the back of the spawn point, we do have our buy, sell, trade, and maintenance trigger. Now, we don't see any hash marks down on the ground, and that is something that we have taken off for in the past. So we do have the maintenance trigger right here in front of this area. It would be nice to see those hash marks on the ground. We are going to need to maybe pay a little bit of attention to that and see if there are other areas on this map that are possibly missing those hashes as well. There we go. We got that cleared up. Well, let's go ahead and start driving around and checking out the rest of the town here. So as we come out of the vehicle shop, there we have our pickup truck. Whoa. Watch out for the traffic, everybody. So we have a sell point here at the supermarket. We have a lime buy point. Over here to our right. Go ahead and make our way around. I'm going to declare this a South America map. It might, maybe it's supposed to be Spain. I don't really know, but I'm going to just declare it a South America map because of the red soil. We saw the red soil on Estancia La Pacha in FS17 in the Platinum Edition. So we're just going to pretend that this is going to be a South America map. There we have the pizzeria sell point. Your way past the large church. Several other buildings that are coming over from the Erlengrot map. All of the buildings are from various Farm Sim 22 maps. They are indeed using the new texturing technique, so we are going to get the map a full point with regard to that. Here we have our cereal factory. It's the base game cereal factory. I have a feeling that there was another sell point or production area around here that we missed. Then we have the restaurant sell point. now we continue on down the road. Oh, pardon me. Ignore me. Ignore me, everybody. We're just driving around. Whoa, just getting hit by people. Breaking all sorts of laws. Breaking the law, right? We've got our fuel station located right here. Now, I guess I should check for the trigger. Apparently there was a map or two released recently that had fuel stations, but people say that the actually triggers don't work. There was indeed a trigger there, so I don't see any reason why that wouldn't work to refuel your tractors. Grain and dump station. Now, this particular sell point is going to be identified as the grocery mart. Our animal dealer is up on the hill. That's also going to be where we're going to sell our bales. Let's make our way on up here. So there we have the bale sell point, animal dealer sell point, and our actual animal dealer trigger itself. Watch out for the guardrails. Here we have the oil mill, base game oil mill, so we pretty much know where all of those triggers are located. We have our base game dairy. One of our base game dairies located right here, so we have our pallet spawn point. We have our dump station around back and our interactive trigger there. Continue down to another sell point. This one is going to be named GCHB Grain Elevator. Cross the river. Just go ahead and make our way around to the biogas plant. This is the biogas plant from Elm Creek. So we have our interactive trigger right here to buy it. $1.5 million to buy the biogas plant. We do have a 3-sided silage bunker right here by the entrance of the biogas plant, fairly close to the digester dump station also. Won't be too difficult to automate the selling of silage there. We have our stone crusher located right here. Another selling station. And then we need to kind of go up on the hilltop here. To get to the final selling area on the map. I have to say, overall, the sell points seem to be marked okay. with respect to the trigger markers. The only one that we're really missing is over at the main shop. I hate to take off a full quarter of a point for that, but you know what? We're just going to have to. So overall, this map is going to get a 4 out of 5. Because we lost a quarter of a point with respect to not being able to sell fabric, chocolate, or planks. Quarter point for the maintenance area not being clearly marked over at the shop. So that is where we are at. A score of, sorry, 4.5, not 4. It's late tonight. Score of 4.5. So here we have our dump station for logs. We have our log cell trigger. We have our interactive trigger. We have our plank spawn point. And we have our wood chip point. So guys, let me know down in the comments below, what do you all think of Nova Estancia or Estancia? Overall, the map's got an interesting score, 3.2 right now, with 80 people rating the map. Kind of be interested to know what folks are thinking. At a 3.2, are they maybe finding some issues with the map, or maybe they just not liking the looks of the map? What do you all think of Nova Estancia? Like I said, I think it's a pretty interesting map. Lots of rolling hills, lots of rolling areas, lots of unique ways to kind of build out your farm. You can easily build out farmland kind of down here up over the hillside, have your own little part of the world nestled down there in the woods, or not in the woods but in the hills. You might make a pretty decent single player map or a decent multiplayer map with a few friends. So until next time, happy farming.